I have seen Thomas make strides in his relationship with Douglas, so...
He's convinced everybody that he's turned his life around, but the other side is still there. I know, I've seen it.
Okay, so then what exactly happened?
Honey, I'm sorry. I know you don't want to believe the worst in Thomas.
No, I don't. But I also want to know if my son is at risk, so what are you saying? You said that you saw Thomas with a knife around Douglas?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another bold and a beautiful review. So today was all about Knifegate. Brooke is telling Hope and Liam about Thomas with the knife. Steffi and Taylor are discussing the knife situation. Thomas and Ridge are discussing the knife situation. And we end with a visit from CPS with a whodunit, who called CPS on Thomas. Let's get into it. I get it. Because the way Thomas acts around Brooke is totally different than the way he acts around everyone else. I would be nervous too, but retelling the story, saying that he had a sharp knife cutting an apple, is falling a little flat because it doesn't seem that menacing. But again, in context of how he was speaking with her, I get why she's worried. Thomas, that's your dad's wife. As much as you want her back with your mom, and y'all are trying every trick in the book to do it, that is his wife. So saying that you want her out of your life for good is not going to happen. Even if she divorces him, they have a child together. She's still going to be in his life. She is Hope's mother. If you want to co-parent with Hope, she's still going to be in your life. So you're sounding ridiculous with this, I want her out of our lives for good.
Serious, Brooke. Keep it up.
That sounds like a threat.
I promise that you will never interfere with my father's life or family again.
So since the whole episode is pretty much about Knifegate today, I just put this in as a little reminder of the scene with Brooke and Thomas one-on-one that got her all riled up. Like I said, when he is with Brooke one-on-one, he is totally different towards her, and it's definitely a different side of Thomas. I absolutely agree with Brooke on that.
It means so much knowing that you believe in me. I wouldn't be the man that I am without you.
And I'm thinking, wow, okay, so he blames Brooke for everything that's wrong in his life, and he's praising Ridge, not acknowledging his part in everything that went on throughout his life. And I think that's a major flaw in Steffi and Thomas's thinking. They want to villainize Brooke, but not acknowledge that Ridge had a choice. She didn't beat him over the head and make him come to her. He had a choice.
You should have seen the way Thomas was glaring at me while holding that knife.
So, okay, wait. So, at first, he's just, like, totally dismissive of you when you ask him to put the knife away, and then he proceeds to, like, taunt you with it?
Whatever his intentions were, it was very unsettling.
Well,
So Brooke goes on to say, more importantly than the knife is the problem that Thomas is not bringing Douglas home. Hope says, yeah, but Douglas has been asking to spend time with his father, so she's trying to honor that, which is totally different from what Steffi said about Hope wanting total control and not being willing to compromise. But Brooke makes it clear she's going to do everything in her power to keep Douglas safe, which honestly, Steffi did have a point about the more she pushes this, the more she pushes Ridge away. So she really should just stay out of it and let Hope handle it.
he's making a case out of every little detail. Thomas is holding a knife in front of his son. It's not like he's waving it around in front of his face.
No, but Brooke only sees her own made-up version of Thomas.
Partly because it benefits her daughter. We all know that Hope wants full control over Douglas, and Brooke is just stirring the pot. The more Brooke condemns Thomas, the closer she gets to losing Dad.
Like I said earlier, I disagree that Hope wants total control over Douglas. She has been very understanding and trying to accommodate what Thomas is doing right now to avoid a nasty custody battle. I do feel that she is being the most mature out of everyone in this situation. But Steffi was right on point with saying the more that Brooke pushes against Thomas so vocally, she's going to push Ridge away. She needs to go about this in a smarter way. And being so confrontational with Ridge about it is definitely not the right way. It is creating more conflict.
She's always like, how can I twist this in a way that benefits me?
Oh, it's so frustrating.
Beyond. Brooke is way off base.
You know, she will never love anything of mine.
Except your husband.
That's a good point. You know, she has always resented both of you because you're a part of me.
Because we're Dad's first family. His real family.
Okay, let me know in the comments. What do you think? Is this a rewrite? Because didn't the whole Sheila thing start because Brooke was standing up for Steffi and Finn? Like, come on now, Steffi, you pushing it here. I'm calling everybody out today. I'm sorry, because the writing is ridiculous. You are pushing it, saying that she has always resented y'all. And the fact that Taylor is sitting up here co-signing this, egging Steffi on, might I add, knowing that Thomas was in on Sheila's lies and they kept that from Brooke.
When it comes to somebody like Thomas, we have to be extra vigilant, right? You don't just, with somebody like that, you don't just take their word for it, that suddenly they're a happy, healthy, well-adjusted, psychologically normal, sensible person, right? I mean, the kind of issues, of deep-seated psychological issues that Thomas had or still has, I mean, that stuff takes years in therapy.
Do you think Liam has a point that Thomas's mental state should still be questioned? So technically he had phone therapy with Taylor while she was still off the scene and came back better. Hope goes on to defend Thomas and say that he has been showing improvement. Liam points out, you said that before, which she did say that before the whole Beth getting kidnapped thing. Now, Liam does mention that he's worried about Thomas carrying a knife around, and Hope says, yeah, that worries her too. Now, this makes me wonder, is it Liam that calls CPS instead of Brooke? We shall see. So before CPS showed up, we have a scene with Brooke walking back into the office with Liam trying to convince Hope that it's best for Douglas to come home because Thomas can see him whenever with supervision. Then Brooke says, yes, Liam is right, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that he comes home. So I do believe that Brooke probably called CPS, and that was not a good move, Brooke. What were you thinking? What were you thinking? This is going to send Ridge over the edge and give Steffi and Taylor more reason to blast you. But of course, that was the cliffhanger for today. So we don't know for sure. And I guess we'll find out tomorrow if it actually was Brooke that called CPS. Those were your major storylines for today. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one.